Welcome everybody. Coach Kim here, trainer of fitness leaders. We are here for the Tensegrity workout, Fascia Founders Lab. Presentation, previous to those are in the 12-month fitness education challenge. We are there. This is our 12th month, sort of bringing that all together. And I wanted to bring a workshop this time that was something that I found this year. I sort of knew about it, but I wanted to bring it into language and everything that we could all utilize, and probably a lot of us into a small group PT or into a group fitness fashion, but also so many personal trainers, we can't even explain this, so let's get into it. We are going to do a 15-minute workout today, and it is going to be based on tension and integrity. This workout is not about sweating hard, doing anything massively that's going to take our heart rates up or make us jump out of the planet Earth. Nothing like that. We are talking about taking tension from the body, looking at how it integrates throughout the body and how it's functioning on all sides in a 360, and we're going to try and even that tension out. So a great example for that is many of us are heavy tension in the front, and we're open in the back, giving us that posture position that is uncomfortable for our bodies. We're going to take that to a next level. So let's talk about taking that tension, evening it across the body, up the whole kinetic chain, and we want to do it in a fingertip to toe position, which positions us from moving away from just very strict hold contract language and isolation. So working more with a whole complex 360 as opposed to just the language that just says hold, lock it in, isolate, fix there. So let's get into that. Today, we need, for our tools, we need one body. You could do this with two, but you need one body first off. I'm going to give you the opportunity. If you want, you can use a band, which we are going to use for a push position. And then the other exercise I put in here that you could use in personal training group, depending on what you are doing with this, you'll see this band hanging here, is the suspension squat. So having the TRX, the suspension trainer, how about a rope would work for this as well? We want to do a decompression exercise that helps us to lift the rib cage up and take the work off and let us float ourselves down like a suspension squat going on. So that will be one of the ways we release the tension in the squat. So we have that, we have that. We also push position. We want to think about something where we can get flexy, bendy, and springy when we're pushing away. And for you, depending on your tension, your intensity, how hard you work out, what your levels are. If you have strength at really strong levels, a tension de-sticking exercise for you might be a full through push-up where we're pushing through that, or having a spring off, or bringing that up a little more, compared to let's be a little bit more vertical, go to a wall and then go a springy off. And that's what we mean by spring. The other option for that bringing in was going to be the band. So all of that is the recoil. The way the program is set up is we are going to do 3 exercises that we're going to pick from 9. We're going to do 3 exercises, and then we're going to do 8 exercises. And they are movements. They are literally just movements that you would want to put your coaching to, your words to, your vision to, your cues, but cueing from tip to finger toe instead of from isolated position on that. So we're going to use any one of those 3 tools. We are not doing any drop to the floor type stuff today. That's not what the Tensegrity workout is about. So we're going to take each one of the first 3 exercises, and we'll do each one of those for like 30 seconds. That'll give us a minute and a half warm up. This is not going to be intense. Then we are going to take the first 6 exercises we do, because we're going to do a total of 8 of the 6. We are going to do those for about 2 minutes for each exercise. And we're going to do the last ones. We're going to do those for about a minute and a half. So in total, we'll do about 11 exercises. And then I'm going to point you into the direction of a fabulous program that speaks this that I took this spring, and that's what got me onto the concept of how I could present this and then give you a fantastic resource, and one that we have here in Canada. So let's get into this workout going on. So the first three things we want to do is we want to talk about tension and integrity. So this is going to be, here we go. You ready for it? Whole body shake. Put your feet hip width apart. Don't lock your feet down. I just want you to think about relaxing your body, relaxing each area, rolling a bit through the shoulders, feeling that everything move a little bit. Things slide, things feel flexy, things feel bendy. And from that, we're going to put our feet down and we're just going to do a whole body shake. And just relax it. It's not heavy. It's just shaking the body out and thinking about the feet going down to the floor, pushing things down, lifting the rib cage up, but from fingertips to toe, and shaking that whole body out. And we're just going to do that for like 30 seconds. We're going to relax that all out. Did we do our little shakeout? Are we good? The whole body shakeout. Now we're going to do tripod swings. A triangle from our feet to our middle of our pelvic bone. We're going to not lock that in. We don't want to use the words lock. We want to soft step into position. We want to think about bringing the core in, pushing the hips down, softening that position. Let's push those feet down to the floor, stabilize those hips. Think about the rib cage moving away a little bit, and we're going to flow from side to side. So now we're going to take that a little bit, and we're going to do a tripod swing. And you can do this from a low position from the arms or a high position. You want to think fingertips to toes. You want to think about waving that up, and nothing is really locked. Those feet down onto the ground. Tripod is situating. Arms a little bit opposite. Think about lifting up through the ribs. Think about putting the toes down towards the ground. Moving the fingers as they go across the sky. Find those words that work for you. 30 seconds done. Roll that back. So first thing we did, shake that out. A lot of forward and backwards. Tripod side to side is that frontal plane. And now we'll get into that rotational plane. Hence the three exercises we're doing. Our rib cage circles. Find those feet down underneath you. Relax that body. We're going to stabilize that pelvis right there for the hips. And we're going to think about moving the rib cage, lifting up and around the hips. So the arms, you can think of the arms dragging with you a little bit. And you're pulling back, lifting up, circling around. Belly button goes long and stretched. We're feeling a lengthening, a small circle through the hips. You can do it smaller. You can just lift up and elevate. You can have it here if you have back problems. You're going to go one way, 30 seconds, 15 seconds one way, 15 seconds, just getting the rib cage to rotate away from the hips. You're going to move that all out. We're going to move into the next exercise. So the first of our 8 exercises, the first 2 are based on forwards and backwards into that lunge position. So a lunge position is being that we are 1 foot moving forward, 1 foot moving backwards, going into that split stance into a reach. The second one will be that squat. So just that lunge and reach. All you're going to do is bring that body forward, lift those arms up and give it that reach and step it back. Lift it up, step it forward, and let everything rock and roll. You can do a deep lunge, or you can do an easy lunge up on the toes, depending on your fitness level and what you're looking for. You can leap up and roll back. Think of those toes going up. Think of those hips going forward. Inhale, lift up. You can think of some of those dancing moves. Think of Pilates that we've talked about for years. And I'm going to bring in a new program. You think about, if you haven't already done this program, we're going to talk about elemental movement. Let's do 2 more of these sweep ups. Open up the front of that chest. Feel the hips go forward. Do that 1 more time. You can follow those eyes with that. Rock those heels as you go through that. Give that a little shake out. We need our suspension, our rope. So for this one, we're going to make sure I have it right in the ceiling there. Nice strong rope for me. Abs are going to be tight. And we are going to take the rib cage. We're going to lift it off. So you're going to feel that little bit around. Then you're just going to pull it back into position as you slowly walk those feet underneath you. Get your feet positioned into a good squat where the heels, knees, hips, second toe, all of that is lining up. You're feeling an elevated rib cage. You're going to drop the tripod down in the feet. You're going to find that tension. Make sure it's there the whole time. Drop the hips back and then lift that up and feel that rib cage lift. taking the decompression down there. Decompression is just the rib cage not dropping down towards the hip, but being able to elevate up. Core is tight. You feel the hips go back, keeping the tripod right into the feet. Again, we're doing this for about 2 minutes. This is just a tension, integrity, pushing it back, decompressing it, as most of us are leaning forward when we go into a squat. So this helps to teach us and to just relax the spine a little bit. You can go down, push up a little, exhale, inhale down, and let's come on up and release that up and let that go. And I'm going to let that band off of there because I can. Okay, so those are the first two. Those are the long ones. So again, we did that lunge and then we did that squat back. The next two are going to be spirals going on. We're going to do the rotation and the swings, and we're going to bring in the standing bow and the reach. So the rotation and the swings, nice and simple. It's just about that swing rotation. So core is tight, rolling those shoulders back. We're just going to rotational step and sweep. You'll think about, so if you're a personal trainer, your thought pattern right away goes inhale, exhale. We're going to take that medicine ball and we're going to bring it across and we're going to deep lunge into that. Let's use a language that allows us to feel a tension that we can move across the whole body, that says even that out, fingertip to toe, rock the back toes, inhale, move the rib cage across the hips, exhale, and just flow the body from fingertip. You can even move through the fingers, give them that little fist and movement to move it around. 2 more times. And release that out. And now we're going to do that standing bow and reach. So the reach position is the lift up and that side to side spiral positions. So you want to think about lifting up and reaching away. So we can reach here, we can reach here, we can reach here. Our whole idea is to think about lifting up, decompressing down onto the hips, rolling the shoulders back, thinking about how we're actually going to stand and reach for that. Up, up, and reach it up, and lift the hips up, and you're going to reach it up. Now you can be smaller here. If you have any back problems, we're going to now take those feet into tripod. We're going to add a little bit more reach into that. Bring that down. Let's reach that up. Bring the arms down. A little bit stronger. Hips are moving down and away and back. Rib cage is moving up and over, and you're thinking about doing those little circles, little knee bends, but your tripod and your feet are still there, and relax that tension off there and pull it back. And again, it's all about the spirals. So first one we did was that step and sweep. Second one we're doing is that spiral rotation through the hips. The next 2 exercises, roll it back, are going to be a little bit about that recoil, that spring. So I'm going to show it in a spring format and then in a no impact type format. And it's going to require a little bit of space where we have a metrics. And again, depending on your fitness level, what that's going to feel like. So for me, I'm going to ask you to take fingers and toes and whatever your hands are doing, making little fists like that. That's what the bottom of your feet are doing as well. The first exercise is going to be a hop matrix. We are going to hop to the center, hop to the side, hop to the center, and hop to the side. And it's not a big hop. It's not a big hop. It's not like we're putting a lot of energy into it. We want to think about relaxing that body. Think about it being recoily. Just putting a little bit of spring back into our walk. And we're going to start off with a low impact, and we'll walk through that, and I'll show you what that's going to look like. Center, side, center. So we'll just hop up, walk it back, hop over, walk it back, hop up, walk it back. You can lead with a different foot every time if you like to. Up and walk, up and walk. You can add, you can go a little further on this. You can really rock with those heels if you like. Up and back, up and back. Doesn't have to be big. Up and back, up and back. And it's like your feet are rolling and rocking and rolling and rocking. And just by going in different directions, it just adds a little spring, right? Hips go back, little more, little shuffle with the arms if you like. Pulls, little hops, and we're gonna do our last one. Then we're gonna come back center, and that's just called your hop matrix. Next one we're gonna do is that push. So we had the option of using the band, a bench, a wall. The whole idea is to get that push, tension, integrity, where we can get the shoulder blades and the shoulders just doing a little bit of rock and rolling. So if I was going to use a band, I would take that and I would put that right underneath the rib cage where it's not bothersome. You could do this with a flat band, any band. And the goal is not to have it too tight, but to have a little push back onto it. Pushing back, and it's just that spring. So it is that spring and off, spring and off, shoulder blades and off. So you want a really light band if you're going to use the band on that, spring and off. If you're going to be on a wall, which makes it so great onto the wall, is that the hands can be wide and you can just go onto an angle and spring. And it's easy on the hands and it rocks the ankles. Spring, and it's easy on the hands and it rocks the ankles. Shoulder blades, you can drop the arms at any angle you want from, as opposed to when you're dropping down here and springing off of that, that's adding a lot of a load to it. So for the tension purposes, we're looking for that light band. Release, out, spring it back, out, spring it back. Core tight, you can rock through the heels. Lift it, stretch through the feet, push it off, let it all happen. Breathe it out, pull it in. Breathe it out, pull it in. If you need nothing, that's exactly what you're doing. You're teaching, breathe it out, pull it in. Rock and roll, pull it in. Getting that tension equal when you're coming, so we don't want to miss that push part of it. So there's that bounce matrix on the lower body, that hop matrix, and then there's the bounce matrix on the upper body. And then we've got the Tensegrity stand. I would like you to pull your parts in 6 directions like you are wearing a bodysuit. Like somebody is pulling you apart in all directions. Let's stand into a tripod. Let's push our feet down. Now, as we're pushing our feet, I'd like you to softly put the front pads of your feet down. I would like you to softly put the heel down, elevate up through the rib cage, pull the belly button in, lengthen through the knees, but keep them soft at the kneecaps. I'd like you to pull that pelvis in just a little bit, pull the pelvis in, up nice and tall, keep that coming up, keep the stand up, feet are pushing away. I want you to think about pulling the body away at the seams on the sides of your pants and letting it come back in. I want you to think about pulling the pants seams from the front to the back and pushing those feet down. I want you to think about it being pulled from the top to the bottom, and I want you to pull that apart. And I want you to think about lengthening to the walls, lengthening through earth to the ceiling, lengthening from the front to the back as you lift the body up and elevate that rib cage up and the shoulders up and back, and you're pulling that whole body apart while the feet are pressing down, pulling it all apart, lengthening it up, moving it around, lengthening it out, feeling it pull front to back, knees soft but up, rib cage up, out, down, and then relax that off a little bit. It's called our Tensegrity stand. Now we want to take that and fold that and spiral that all around. Are we ready for the fold and spiral? Last one. This is taking everything we know and integrating it together. So if we just relax our bodies, find our feet underneath. Again, it's all about that relaxed tension. Shoulder blades are going to be relaxed, feet are going to be down. We're going to roll the spine down through the tip of the head, and we're going to start from that cervical spine, and we're going to allow that shoulder, that thoracic spine, the lumbar spine, let it bend. And then we're just going to slowly let that roll up, let the arms fall right out of their sockets and come all the way up. Now, as we go down like that, we're going to think about flopping that down and then lifting the rib cage off to the corner and pulling it up. Or when we go all the way down, we can lift it off to the corner, pull the rib cage up. So now we're thinking about dropping down, right down, and rocking and rolling and spinal lifting. We're elevating, we're rolling it together, but we're going more towards the ground. We don't want to try and stop this. We want to fold down, let it all roll, pull it back as we lift up, nothing major. Let's let it go down forward, center it out. Drop the heels a little bit, feel the fingers, feel the toes, move them out a little bit, roll it all the way back. We're going to do 2 more times of that. Drop the knees. Feel the rib cage rock and roll that all the way back. 1 more time, right from the center. Tip of the head all the way down. Just think about the flow, fingertip to toe tip, fingertip to toe tip. Give it a little pull in. And I'm a big fan of fingers and toes. Move them out when you're done. A few deep breaths. And now the tension, integrity from our front to back should be a little bit more equal. This is something you can do at any point in time during the day. We've seen programs like this. We've seen exercises, but we haven't really seen it put together. But I took one this year, and I want to give a shout out to it because I'm putting it onto my online schedule that I have in 2026. Singi Elemental Movement with Ingrid Cohe-Knight, and she's also in my presentation there. I think she has a course coming up in January. What I love about the program is we could have these moves and we can describe these moves and we can do just the moves, but by putting it with something and putting it with a flow and a beat and sequences and bringing it into elemental movement and then relating it to terms that aren't so descriptive, but we can say, okay, this is what that move is. We're going to practice this move and do it. That kind of brand packaging on Tensegrity type movement program is something that really spoke to me. So I'm going to give a shout out to that. All that information is there as well. And yeah, Ingrid just comes with such credentials of all the group programs she's done for the industry. As a fellow person in Canada here, want to give a shout out to that. We'll see that program coming in and you can experience some of hers as well and check her site out and the course that she has coming up. So thank you very much. Last workshop out. My heart for all those that have been here for the whole year going through the program with me. And we are 12 out. We are done. We will come at you with 2026 and education, some other challenge. We're going to get creative on that. Have a great end to your 2025. Release the tension, shake the body out, move the fascia around, and let's get some calm into our lives in 2026. Coach Kim out.